We don't root for anybody. Back to Don Chevrier.
Time before they go to the next bout.
All right, Howard, and the big one is still to come.
Will it be a match? We'll see. There is Tex Cobb, and there is his fighting record. And he weighed in at 234 1/4. And his body looked rather flaccid to me as I viewed him at the weigh-in. In the meantime, Larry Holmes seems to be in utterly superb shape. 217.5. Here's the ring announcer.
For the WBC World Heavyweight Championship, our timekeeper, Tommy Ferris. Counting for the knockdown, Jack Joins. Judges at ringside, Chuck Hassett from California, Chuck Menker from Nevada, and A.D. Spider Bynum from Texas. The referee, Steve Croson. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the participants. Introducing first, the challenger, weighing 234 1/4 pounds from Abilene, Texas, wearing gold trunks with a record of 20-2, Randy Tex Cobb. And the current WBC World Heavyweight Champion, undefeated with a record of 40-0, weighing 217.5 pounds from Easton, Pennsylvania, wearing white trunks, Larry Holmes. 15 rounds for the WBC World Heavyweight Championship.
All right, the introductions of the gladiators by the ring announcer. This fight to be fought under WBC rules and scoring system, unlike Tillis Page, which was fought under the Texas state rules. So, this fight will be scored by 3 judges. The referee, no voice in the scoring. 10-point must system of scoring. 3 knockdown rule waived. Mandatory 8 count, of course. No saving by the bell as you look at Larry Holmes eyeing the opponent in his familiar manner. And Cobb with a half smile on his face. No saving by the bell except at the end of the 15th round, which it's scheduled for as a heavyweight championship fight. At the end of the 15th round, the bell of fight is over. We get ready for first round action. Cobb, a hulk of a man, a football player at Abilene Christian, locked for the likes of Wilbert Montgomery of the Philadelphia Eagles and Clint Longley, the quarterback, briefly with the Cowboys. Larry doing the expected, the quick piston-like left jab. Stinging jab, you saw it there. And using the ring, steady movement. In a circular pattern in the beginning, he can move laterally, very swiftly and gracefully. Third man in the ring is Steve Crossan, veteran referee from Dallas, Texas. You see Larry's left dominating the first round. A right to Larry's midsection, but with no snap. In point of fact, Tex Cobb, despite his number of KOs, is an arm puncher. There's not a lot of crispness or snap to his punches. Note Larry covering. Cobb trying to work to the midsection. 3 judges who will be doing the scoring. Spider Byron is Larry Holmes doing pretty much what he wants. Spider Bynum, correction, Chuck Hassett, and Charlie Minker. Minker, a familiar name from Las Vegas. Hassett from Los Angeles. And Bynum from Dallas. They'll do the scoring. The crowd got whipped up a little bit as Larry almost lost his footing. Naturally, they're partisan, rooting for the young man from Texas who now lives in New Jersey and trains in Smokin' Joe Frazier's gym. We're approaching, as you can see, the end of the first round. Round 2 about to begin. Quick reminder, Auburn against Alabama live tomorrow, 12 o'clock Eastern time. The Big Bear not about to retire as he leads the Crimson Tide into action. Plus a special halftime report on black head football coaches. You know about Eddie Robinson, Grambling State University in Grambling, Louisiana. Now the fight. First round, Holmes did pretty much what he wanted. Cobb doing what he said in our talk that he would do. He keep pouring in. But he is not what you would call a class act as a fighter. No disrespect for the young man, a fine person. But we're talking professionally in boxing terms. Tell you this, you could hit Cobb from Natal Doomsday. As I mentioned during the presentation of the highlights of his boxing history, he reminds one of George Chuvalo. The late Rocky Marciano told me that if all fights were 50 or 100 rounds, Chuvalo would never be beaten. And one gets the same feeling about Tex Cobb. He's never been knocked off his feet. Holmes is a class act. He's a fighter who will fight purposefully. He's not in a hurry to impress anybody. He doesn't feel he has to do that anymore in his career. That was a strong right following a left. Excellent combination. There's the left again. Cobb throwing leather, but not connecting, not very often. Larry covers well, picks off punches beautifully. Second round is counting down, and you saw a right and then a left and still another. All in rapid combination. Notice Cobb missing. There's the left again. And the end of round 2 at hand. Round 3, we are live at ringside, the Houston Astrodome. Howard Cosell along with Don Chevrier. The first 2 rounds, Larry Holmes giving a boxing lesson to Randy Tex Cobb. Cobb with a bulldog determination, but so far little more than that. There are those who remember, however, the 7th round against Ronaldo Snipes, and they think, can it happen again? And the 7th round, the first time around, against Ernie Shavers. Of course, Shavers then a terrific puncher. So far, no sign of a cut on Cobb. Much publicized his tendency to cut. Matter we discussed with him in the interview. maybe taught something to Clint Longley about fighting. Remember, Clint wanted to have it out with Roger Staubach, and Holmes scores heavily. More than halfway through the third round. Larry's movement constant. Measuring Cobb. Excellent right following the left jab. Cobb keeps missing. There, a right got into the chest, but no snap on it. So far, the fight a reminder of Holmes against Scott Ledoux in Minneapolis. See Holmes counterpunching there, taking advantage of opportunity, as Cobb's two attempted blows missed just as those two missed, and Holmes again. To the end of round 3. The Astrodome, round 4 underway. Holmes, thus far, a class professional against a club fighter in Randy Tex Cobb. Holmes picking off attempted blow after blow by Cobb, and then countering with rapid combinations. The left jab may be the dominant blow, but lately in combination, the right has scored. That time, Cobb scored with a left. There's that jab. Beats him to the punch easily with it. There was the Holmes right. Note how Cobb is always reaching, trying to get to Holmes. There's the left and right in combination again by Larry. Cobb scored well with a right, maybe his best blow of the fight. More than halfway through round 4. Crowd yelled over the Cobb right, which missed. Larry slipped that punch with his head and promptly counted. Look at that. True to his word, Holmes keeps coming. Oh, look at that. 2 consecutive rights and a touch wobbly, the man who's never been floored. Cobb desperately trying to get to Holmes, but without the skills to do it. Note Holmes continues to use the ring. And there is blood from the nose of Randy Tex Cobb. From the right nostril particularly. That way hurts you because the blood goes into the mouth and affects the breathing. As we approach the end of the 4th round, and Larry Holmes just gives a boxing lesson. Live at the Astrodome, established in the first 4 rounds, Cobb is a tree trunk of a man. He can take a punch. Nosebleed in the 4th round. The Holmes left jab getting in repeatedly. Cobb reaching like that, unable to connect with any authority. Got in one right in the 4th round. That was his best blow of the fight. But an arm puncher. As that left beating Cobb to the punch again. The action utterly redundant. Crowd roared over a Cobb left. Yes, he's a native of Texas. Look at that combination. Holmes teeing off on Cobb. But the fella doesn't go down, does he? Cobb now trying to maul and brawl and get inside and some way get to Holmes. Had him backed into a corner. But not with real effectiveness. More than halfway through this round. Cobb steadily the attempted aggressor. Larry counterpunching beautifully. But then there's the opponent to consider. Cobb's right eye beginning to swell. Snapped back. And the left again. Not a pretty thing to see, is it? Especially with the ball that's cast over boxing by the recent death of Dooku Kim, other boxing deaths in the past, and the laissez-faire attitudes of the apologists for boxing. Is a brave man. We will return for more of this ABC Sports exclusive after this from our local stations.
Sunday.
Round 6, and Tex Cobb's left eye is half closed. The nosebleed in the 4th round was not reopened in the 5th. His head must have been carved out of Mount Rushmore, and he certainly has a granite chin. But is this a palatable match? You decide. Misses again and again, and purposefully Holmes responds with quick combinations as the will and the opportunity suit him. Two pawing blows by Cobb that didn't connect. This crowd goes crazy if there's even an appearance of connecting. And so this round wears away, more than halfway through in the manner of all of the prior ones. Appeared that Cobb scored with a right, but count the lefts thrown and landed by Holmes. Look at that right lead. That really caught Cobb, but the fella doesn't waver, does it? He was hurt there. For a moment, it looked like he might go down, but he still hasn't. And one worries about the degree of punishment. All right, let's stay and take another look at that right lead by Holmes that set up his subsequent flurry of blows that made it look like Cobb might go down. Look at that. Right up and over Cobb's left, and he grimaced, as you could see. Don Chevrier, look at that eye. What's your view of this, Don?
As you said, Howard, class on the part of Holmes and courage on the part of Cobb. He's taken quite a beating in there. No match for him, but you mentioned George Chuvalo, and the analogy is a fine one. Not since Chuvalo have I seen anybody take heavy punches like that and still stay in his feet. He's thrown everything with the kitchen sink at him. You wonder what Holmes will have to do to end it.
Being a Canadian, you remember Irving Ungerman, Chuvalo's manager. It was once said of Ungerman that Chuvalo would fight as long as Ungerman could stand.
That's about it.
We are getting ready for round 7. There is the bell. Live from the Houston Astrodome. Round 7, only an historical reminder, 7th round, when Shavers floored Holmes and when suddenly, unexpectedly, Ronaldo snipes did. If you think you're looking at an instant replay of each round, you're right. Has led up in this round to this extent. He has thrown far fewer punches and landed far less. But still there is that rapier-like left. Notice him measuring the opponent. And there, scoring heavily with a right as Cobb missed and left himself open. There's the left again. Imagine the number of combinations against this man's head, the punishment he's been taking. Steve Crossan of Dallas is the referee. The end of the round coming up. Over-the-head shot. Remember, tomorrow on ABC Sports, NCAA college football, Auburn against Alabama, live 12 o'clock Eastern time. Then the USA against Cuba in amateur boxing, 3:45 Eastern, 2:45 Central, 12:45 Pacific. They're the top 2 boxing teams in the world on an amateur level. And then ABC's Wide World of Sports, 5 o'clock Eastern, 4 o'clock Central. The super heavyweight fight. 3-time Olympic gold medalist Teofilo Stevenson battles Terrell Biggs in a super heavyweight fight. The U.S. Grand Prix Motocross Motorcycle Championship, the World and U.S. Figure Skating Championships, plus a post-heavyweight championship fight report, Holmes against Cobb. I wish I could tell you it has been a scintillating contest. It's been anything but. Cobb, heavy-legged, ponderous, but with a bravery about him. However, we are not in the age of the Roman Colosseum and the lions. You can see Cobb's face, now all swollen. That left eye, can't see how there can be much, if any, vision left in that. Look at those 2 lefts, doubled up. Still moving. Cobb's head snapped back by that last left. Notice how Cobb's efforts are still reaching efforts, mainly pawing. First fight was a surprisingly good action fight. Tillis slightly outboxing Page. Page in desperate trouble in the second round as the round ended. Look at Holmes, just keeps pouring it on. And then suddenly, as has been Tillis's wont, in the 8th round, Gregg at 238 plus pounds caught Tillis and KO'd him. But it was a good fight. We are coming to the end of the 8th round, and by now you could replay the first, the second, the third, take whichever one you want. All right, it's round 9. And one of Cobb's handlers was smiling in the corner. I don't know why. This is a strong, decent man, Randy Tex Cobb, and I hate to see anybody take this kind of punishment. I mentioned the pall cast over boxing once again. My colleague Don Chevrier knows about that. We were together in Montreal the night of Leonard against Duran the first time, when Gaetan Hart knocked out Cleveland Denny, who died a number of days thereafter. And Don, you can't measure the aftermath of a fight like this with this kind of punishment, can you?
No, and you would think that boxing people would be a lot more concerned after the events of a couple of weeks ago as to what goes on in a fight such as this. Cobb is taking a tremendous beating.
Crowd doesn't seem to understand. Cobb got in one right, they roared, and you saw Holmes answer with a punishing combination. Right to that head that has taken so many blows. And I think of a fighter of whom I'm deeply fond personally, Alexis Arguello, who's taken so much punishment ever since his second fight against Escalera in Rimini, Italy. And now he's talking about wanting to fight again after the prior affair when he lay unconscious for 3 minutes. Round 9. Holmes won't change his pattern. He'll keep using that left as he just did, snapping the opponent's head. He'll take no chances. The championship means too much to him. And you can't blame him for that. He's not responsible for the officials here. But it seems to me somebody should think about the degree of punishment. Look at that. Holding his glove up to his right cheek. Face swollen. This is brutalization. It's a personal opinion, but I think the referee should think about stopping this fight and fast. I mean, this is not right. And no, he won't go down. Courage of a lion, but why? I don't understand the smile on the face of a handler over there. Look at that. His whole face puffed and swollen. Your comment, Don?
I couldn't agree more, Howard. I think he's taken too many blows, and we might be getting into the danger zone. Fine young man, Randy Cobb. Nobody will question his courage, his stamina. He keeps on coming. He's been outclassed. There's no sense letting him stay and hope he gets a lucky punch in, because it isn't worth the price.
You're absolutely right. I'm sure Holmes feels the same way. Why don't they stop it?
Go out and move next day.
Round 10. When Davy Burrell finally stopped the Ledoux fight, Ledoux claimed that he had Holmes. He was punching himself out, which was an utter absurdity. And quite clearly, Larry, still full of movement, still, as the 9th round ended, the punishment he inflicted was simply enormous. He's just picking his spots like that. The referee is Steve Crossan of Dallas. I mention his name because he's got a big responsibility here. The crowd roars. Just terrible. Listen to that. A couple of pouring blows, and the fans cheer like it's affecting Larry Holmes at all, like there's any comparability of effectiveness of punches. Yes, Randy got in a left, so look at Holmes. Right more and more in these middle rounds. See those two Cobb blows? Both missed. 11, and it goes on and on. The referee, Steve Crossan. From the Holmes left. Again and again. Experience going into the 11th round. But it has to be a bitter experience, and Lord knows, maybe this man could stand up and take this for 50 rounds. What does that prove? Who knows what the after effects will be? Don't forget, tomorrow, 12 noon Eastern time, the Big Bear and the Crimson Tide against troublesome Auburn. Let's see if we can pick up what goes on in Cobb's corner.
Now listen, just like you did that round. Keep that jab going for him. Keep that jab going. Keep it going back. Can't get off him. That was good. Keep that jab on him, just like you were. All right. Keep that jab on him, just like you were doing. You understand? Keep him going back. Do you understand? Yeah. When he fires, go high-handed. Now that jab's going up and down. Up and down. It's nice. Try to fire you right hand a little faster, right? Okay. But now keep the jab going, right? Okay, I got it. Now the jab is working good for you, Tex. Let's keep it off balance, right? Now keep it going, right? And keep close hustle.
Well, I'm kind of sorry we listened to that corner. Keep the jab going. There's one person in this fight's got a jab going again and again and again in every round, and it's like a recurring piston. And that's Holmes's jab. Poor Randy, he's just been pawing. Holmes picks off almost every attempt with his own gloves. Otherwise, the blows are short as Cobb reaches, as you see there. Nothing more to say. Something has to be repaired on Holmes's glove or tape. Eddie Futch runs up and proceeds to put tape on the glove, and there is Tex Cobb. The glove repaired, and we resume action. Go the lefts again, and then the right in combination, then another left. When the crowd was roaring earlier in the round before the glove repair, Cobb was walling and crawling. Look at this. Holmes teeing off again. Savagery doesn't deserve commentation. The end of the round. I'll tell you something, my friend Don Chevrier. This is as brutal a mismatch as I think I've ever seen.
Exactly. So one-sided, and I can't help but thinking we'll be seeing it tomorrow, the U.S. and Cuba in amateur boxing. Some of the safeguards that go into that. One rule I like very much, Howard, is the standing 8 count. This fight would have been over about 10 rounds ago on the basis of 3 standing 8 counts in 1 round under amateur rules. It does safeguard the fighters. It's non-existent here in the pro ranks. Maybe they should think about it.
Well, that's a good point. Also, optional headgear. Well, I've been through it. I've testified before the Congress any number of times.
And astute referees to step in and take charge.
Exactly. This fellow is from Dallas, Texas. Steve Crossan, the referee. And I don't understand his judgment or thinking. This is round 13. What is achieved by letting this man take this kind of beating for 15 rounds? Randy Tex Cobb. Holmes just pushes him off, hits him with the left. Look at that right, left, right. Oh. Point of view of boxing, which is under fire, and deservedly so, this fight could not have come at a worse time. This is all self-explanatory. Feels almost a concussion from the mere thud of Holmes's left on Cobb's head. This referee has no intention of stopping this fight. The blood all over Cobb's face now. I wonder if that referee understands that he is constructing an advertisement for the abolition of the very sport that he's a part of. Final round. Thank heaven.
has got to be arm weary, nothing else.
As the prior round ended, Holmes patted Cobb, and he certainly doesn't want to inflict further punishment on him.
You mentioned that previous round, Howard. Cobb turned 3 ways to finally discover where his corner was. You think he's not hurt?
Of course he is. Larry just let him miss and then started in with the right.
On his way to winning his 15th consecutive round. Trevor Berbick went 15 with Holmes, but didn't take anything resembling this kind of punishment.
No. Look at how swollen the poor man's face is.
Hurry up, clock. 90 seconds down. Another example right there. The referee totally out of it, Howard.
I can't believe this referee. It's outrageous.
Thank goodness.
All right, it's finally over. Wasn't worthy of commentary in those last 5 rounds, which is why poor man is still smiling, and look how battered and beaten he is. What is achieved by such as this? Larry's not proud. He did his job, but he's not proud. He's a fine, decent man. He can't be happy about this. Where the sport of boxing is concerned, Don, and I've been involved in it for 3 decades and more. Called over 3,000 fights.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Here's the decision.
here is the decision. Judge Hassett scores at 149, 136, Holmes. Judge Menker scores at 150, 135, Holmes. Judge Bynum scores at 150, 135,
That's a shutout.
Holmes. The winner by unanimous decision, and still undefeated world heavyweight champion, Larry Holmes.
I called it a shutout. So did Don Chevrier. Once again, the winner, unanimously, a classic mismatch, Larry Holmes. and there'll be no post-fight interviews. Not for this fight. Stay tuned for ABC News Nightline, which tonight will look at the increasing use of legalized lotteries to raise funds for
corner, wearing the blue trunks with the white trim, introducing the principals. First, in the red corner, wearing the black trunks with the green trim, he is weighing in at an even 135 pounds. This gentleman has a record of 35 wins, 1 loss, 2 draws, with 20 knockouts. This young man is a native of Los Angeles, California, and now fighting out of Brockton, Massachusetts. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Gonzo Montiano. And his opponent in the blue corner, wearing the blue trunks with the white trim, he is weighing in at an even 133 pounds. This gentleman has a record of 18 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw, with 14 big knockouts. From Trenton, New Jersey, boxing fans, here is Kenny Bang Bang Wagner.
Vincent Ranoni brings both of these lightweights to the center of the ring for their final instructions.
Because of the knockdown, I'll put you in a neutral corner. Remain in a corner.